We're going to talk now about India's gaming revolution and the opportunities that presents. So, Vamil, we've got. Have we got Vamil here? Yes, there we go. Hey, Vamil. We're going to hear from Vamil from Nazara, who's going to tell us all about the Indian gaming market. After you, sir.
Yeah, I'm here to talk about India, India's gaming revolution, what the opportunities are and what the challenges are currently. Just a little background about me. I've been in gaming industry since the last 14 years. I've created the Street Cricket franchise for PlayStation. I had 3 hit mobile games in the top 10 in the year 2022, including The President and Desert DIY. I've previously worked in companies such as Disney, Crazy Labs, Quali, and currently here I am looking for games to publish in India. Well, what's the agenda for today? It's simple, the Indian gaming market and how Nazara can help you reach the 600 million user base. Now, let's look at the Indian market. We clocked 568 million gamers in the year 2023 and growing at a CAGR of 12%. The average time spent on playing games per week used to be 9 to 10 hours, and it's grown to 10 to 12 hours now. And India is the second biggest country in terms of total downloads, 15.4 billion downloads clocked in the year 2023. If you look at the male-female ratio, 59% gamers are male and 41% are female. There has been a significant increase in the share of gamers in the non-metro cities or the tier 2, tier 3 cities from 57% to 66% in the year 2023. And if you look at the age distribution, more than 50% gamers are less than 30 years of age, followed by almost 30% in the age range of 31 to 45 years old. The Indian gaming industry clocked $3.1 billion in the year FY23 and is all set to hit $7.5 billion in the year 2028, significantly growing at 20% CAGR. Most of these revenues are expected to come from mobile games, casual games, which will contribute almost 70% via ads and in-app purchases. The estimated IP revenue from games other than BGMI and Free Fire have seen almost a 37% increase, and the number of paying gamers has grown by almost 17% in the year FY23, which means 25% of gamers in India are now doing in-app purchases. The ARPPU, the average revenue per paying users, grew 10x from the year FY19 to FY23, which is now almost at $19.2. And the ad ECPMs, as you can see, the rewarded videos are $1.75, interstitials are $1.33, and banner ads are still low, but it's $0.07. What are the top games and genres that do really well in India? We have action, because the top 2 games in India are BGMI and Free Fire, followed by sports, card games, be it solitaire or local Indian card games, and casual games in general have always been there in the top 10 or top 50 throughout. Now, after the Indian market, what are the challenges that we see, right? As you see, India has a population of 1.4 billion. The Indian states are, you can easily compare them to a country where there are 29 states in India, but like one state, Maharashtra, is equal to Japan in terms of size or in terms of users. Or for example, Tamil Nadu, which is the southern state in India, is as good as the size of Germany. Over 29 states, as I mentioned. There are over 22 official languages and over 1,500 dialects. That makes it really difficult to localize. And each state has a different governing body. That also means that most of these states have different tax laws and Again, that sort of makes it a challenging affair for anyone launching in India. There have been some taxation laws introduced in the last year in the online video game industry, and especially making it difficult for real money games to monetize. But now there's absolute clarity from the government being involved that gaming is being taken very seriously as a major economic contributor. And we now have uh, not the most favorable tax laws, but yes, there is governance, and we are looking forward to launching more games, and there's complete clarity in terms of what the taxation is going to be. When I look at the top two games in India, and we are looking at the top 10 grossing games here, the top two games in India have have a really specific Indian version, have Indianized content in the game, and they've also, branded themselves or worked with many actors or influencers within the Indian gaming within India to make a mark in their game. Local IAP pricing is very, very important and essential to boost revenues in India. Um, Over 80% transactions happen via UPI, which is the Unified Payment Interface. There's a very, very low, like almost less than 2% penetration of credit cards. Thus, it's important to have many different payment methods to be able to monetize in India. And as you see, the top 10 grossing games in India in just February 2024 has just 2 Indian developers and 8 international developers. So there's a massive market for international developers to come and make money in India. Now, with all of these, also there were some regulatory issues. Like some games were banned in India due to security concerns. And the way to comply is, to have your servers in India, and also ensuring that data safety is aligning with the DPDP Act. This means if you want to launch in India, have your servers there and comply with the Data Privacy Acts. Now we've gone through the Indian market, we've gone through the challenges. Here I'm representing Nazara. I'm the head of publishing at Nazara. And how can Nazara help you expand in India, right? Now, Nazara's IP span the entire Indian demographic landscape with many of their live events, multiple platforms, and games ranging from the age right of 2 to going up to 45 plus. You see, like we have Kidopia and Animal Jam, which targets the early age and early learning and early gaming, followed by a sports media platform, Sportskeeda, which covers a wide range of age demographic. Our live events via Nodwin, esports covers a lot of the youth population. We've also just acquired Comic Con India. And we are also now into casual games and real money games. Now, Nazara has a differentiated business model with presence across multiple platforms, naming gaming, esports, media platforms, and ad tech. A major chunk of our revenue is coming from esports and sports media platform, followed by early gaming and casual games. And not sure if you guys heard the news. Recently, Nazara has pledged $100 million for global acquisitions. The focus is on well-established IPs, creative and innovative gaming studios, and emerging technologies such as Web3, VR, and AI. So, we are here to do some acquisitions, so please do connect with me as soon as my talk is done. And from Nazara's publishing point of view, our value proposition for growth in India, we are here to provide minimum guarantees for your games to mitigate financial risks and encourage trust. Nazara will scale your games via user acquisition and marketing. No one knows the localized Indian market as we do, and we are here to help you localize your game content as well as user acquisition. We also believe in 100% transparency, and we have a dedicated team to support your game to increase their retention, engagement, monetization. And thus, I would like to conclude it that, if you're thinking India, you think Nazara. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much. Do you have any quick questions? Anyone got any quick questions on the Indian market? In that case, oh, we got one right here. Right here. So I couldn't see you. You're right behind the pillar.
So I know for, people are looking for local publishers in China, they're usually looking for a culturalized, forked version of the build. Are you requiring that depth of customization and culturalization, or is it simply you continue to publish through your core build and you guys just help provide a layer of publishing?
Sorry, I didn't get the question, or the volume is a bit low. I heard China.
Well, I'll just
Yeah, that's perfect. That's better.
I mean, do you require people to fork a build and publish it through your own tool set, or is this simply providing a layer of publishing tools on top of their game that's already being published into India via their current, core build?
So we are, if your game's published, we are just more than happy to take the Indian region for you. There's nothing extra layer that needs to be added on top of it. As far as localization is concerned, luckily, 70 to 80% people in India speak English. But depending on your game, when we see traction in different states and different cities, if there's localization required, we are more than happy to help localize your content in India.
And I've used Indian Market for functional testing with English language versions quite often because it's quite useful because it's actually quite a good range of devices. Yeah. It's not like it was 10 years ago where it was very difficult to do testing in that way. The audience behaviour and the audience reaction to English language games is actually really positive, I found.
Absolutely. And the good thing is we have a range of mobile devices right from less than $100 going up to $1,200, $1,300. So, if you want to also enter the Indian market, you have to try to make sure that your game appeals on the lower end devices too, for a larger audience.
But those lower end devices are actually remarkably good. Some of these like $100, they've got restrictions, but I find it's really useful to find technical glitches in your game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although sometimes you find it's in the engine, but that's another subject. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. We're going to kick off now. Oh, sorry, go.